Yo, what's up guys, hope you guys are doing good. So today we are gonna see, what if, Naruto x Haku x Tayuya and Yugito, part 4. Hope you'll enjoy this video. So before we start, please subscribe to our channel and like this video. And I do not own this fanfic, also make sure to check out the author of this fanfic, Hakureisaiga, and support him for writing this awesome fanfic, link is in the description. So let's get into the video. The crowd got restless as the anticipated match was about to start until a Jonin came to Genma to converse with him. Due to Sasuke Uchiha not being present at this time, this match will be postponed until the end of the first round. Now will Aburame Shino and Natsumi please come down? Natsumi used a specialized flame shunshin, while Shino did the same with his Aburame-style shunshin. Okay, begin. Genma said in a loud voice. Natsumi activated her burning touch and ran at Shino, but Aburame prepared himself for her assault. The jutsu? Mushi came no jutsu. He expelled out of his sleeves rapidly and circulated around his persona to converge into a spinning sphere. Natsumi shouted, Kindangan. She aimed a shot at Shino's bug sphere and it crashed against the sphere with a resounding boom, fire spreading across the land. Natsumi waited until the smoke cleared to show a huge hole in the sphere, but there was no Shino at all. Suddenly Natsumi grew tense and a hand shot out of the ground to grab her ankle. Doten. Shinju's Anshu no Jutsu. Natsumi was dragged down into the earth and Shino popped out behind her. So you did a Mushi Bunshin and substituted with it from the start, then you used Doten. Dochikaijo no Jutsu to wait until I fired my technique. Impressive, Aburame-san, but don't think that I am down for the count just yet. Shino said in a monotone voice, I wouldn't think so, considering you are an enigma to me. You didn't show much at the preliminaries, so logically it is bad to underestimate you, Natsumi. The girl smirked, yes, it takes much more to bring me down. Then a pillar of fire burst from Natsumi's position, freeing her from her earthly prison and causing Shino to jump back from the searing heat. Feel the heat. Hikimayaku. Natsumi levitated in the air with the fire surrounding her in a sphere. She curled up into a ball and then with a quick move, she spread her arms and legs out, causing the flames to expel into a ring from her body. Naruto thought her power over Kaiten manipulation was unreal. Does she have an unnatural affinity over fire or is it a bloodline of hers? As if she read Naruto's mind, Natsumi stated, this is my bloodline, dancing flames. Long ago, my clan was bestowed with the power of the phoenix for saving its life. Unfortunately I am the last of my clan, due to my clan being corrupted with greed and the holy fire consuming them from within. I see what Aburame said. Now let's continue. Nenshu Arashi. She gathered up her flames into a compressed ball and casted her hands in typical Kamehameha fashion towards the Aburame air, but Shino flipped through hand signs quickly. Doten. Doryu Heki. The wall of earth appeared blocking the flames and Shino thought, as he put his back to the wall, she is good with her bloodline. I can't get close to her or fight with her at long range with my weapons. I must get to her and engage her at close range. Suddenly Natsumi's hand burst through the wall beside Shino's head, startling him for a moment and making Shino do the Tori hand sign, Doten. Doryuso. Natsumi jumped into the air to avoid the earth spikes that threatened to spear her from the ground, seeing Shino looking up at her from his position, and then a shadow appeared above her. What? The jutsu? Kakechu no Yari. Shino shouted as the that surrounded his hand converged into a spear and the bug weapon impaled Natsumi through the torso. She coughed up blood and surrounded her body. As she fell to the ground, the Shino that was by the wall dissipated into destruction bugs to converge on her and soften her descent to the ground. Finally I got you in my clutches, Shino said, there is no escape. Then he thought to himself, that was close, considering that I did 2 B rank in succession, thank the Yondaime for his chakra storage seals. Suddenly the bug coffin began to smoke and exploded into a huge flare, launching the Aburame air into the wall. Impossible, I should have eaten her chakra in seconds. Shino said to himself. Sure enough, Natsumi painted, as she said, well, that was lucky of me. I had to use my solar flare technique to get those little critters off of me or you would have won. Shino replied, I would have. But with over half of my colony destroyed, I can't risk my colony being killed. I can't seem to win this battle. Proctor, I forfeit this match. Genma nodded and said, Shaosha by forfeit. Natsumi of Takigakur. Natsumi fell to her knees, panting, and Shino handed her a soldier pill. Natsumi mumbled her thanks and ate it and then Shino helped her up to the stairs. Now will Shikamaru Nara and Sabaku no Tamari please come down? Genma said with his, poking out of the side of his mouth. Tamari looked at Gaara for a minute and glanced at the private cage booth. Naruto thought, Tamari-san seems to be nervous about something and it involves Sasuke and the appearance of Orochimaru. She was so confident when she faced off with Tenten. Tamari let out a sigh and swung her fan open and then she flew down to the ground. Genma said, well, you're eager. Oi, Shikamaru, get down here. Shikamaru thought, what the hell? My match is now. Man, maybe I should forfeit. Suddenly Naruto kicked Shikamaru over the railing, making the shadow user fall unceremoniously on the ground. Shikamaru said, "Naruto, when I see you, I am kicking your ass." Temari said, "Come on, get up. Are you going to just lie down all day?" Shikamaru thought, "I got stuck with a girl again." Temari ran at him, "If you won't come, then I will." Dema said, "Hey, the match hasn't started." Temari didn't hear him and crashed the iron fan on Shikamaru, but the lazy boy quickly took out 2 kunai and embedded them into the wall behind him. She looked up to see Shikamaru standing on top of the kunai with his hands in his pockets. "I hate to fight and I don't care about being chunin, but I can't stand losing to a woman. So I'll guess I will take you on," he said with a grin. Temari smirked as she opened her fan and blew a wind strike at him. Smoke billowed and Temari looked in the corner of her eye. "Well, he's great at running." Naruto shook his head while smirking. "No, Shikamaru may be lazy, but he hides his potential. He is able to think ahead at every possible situation and make strategic moves against his opponents, but most likely he is going to win, but quit." Temari thought, "Okay, he is a ninja that uses shadows and is probably trying to lure me into the trees. Like I will fall for that." Shikamaru lazily thought, "Oh man, those clouds are lucky, so free. I really don't feel like doing this. I just became a ninja so I wouldn't be bothering, but I suppose the things are not that simple." Temari thought, "What the hell? Is he mocking me with that smile of his?" She shouted, swinging at her fan, "Ninpu. Kamitachi no Jutsu." The wind blew harshly in the arena. Tenten thought, "That move was the one that knocked me out cold." Shikamaru has his hands full. Suddenly a shadow line appeared, rushing toward Temari, who moved quickly backwards until the shadow started to shrink. There is a limit to how much you can shrink, stretch or change your shadow, isn't there? You can't stretch it any further than your normal shadow surface area, no matter how you change it." Shikamaru chuckled, "That's right." Temari then closed her fan and measured the distance, 15 meters and 32 centimeters. He can use other shadows, but he can't control them, so he is using the shaded area to increase his length. But unfortunately no matter if he goes to the edge, the length will be the same. Kuro said, "Temari is better at long-range fighting, this match is over." Naruto smiled, "Nope, not yet." Shikamaru crouched and formed his thinking pose. Naruto said, "Even though his grades were as bad as mine, he often said that he was too lazy to pick up his pencil to write, but he loves to play shogi a lot. Whenever he gets in a tight spot, he assumes that pose his sensei Asuma gave him an IQ test in shogi form and found out that his IQ is over 200, he is a freaking genius." Kuro said, "So he might win, not quit." Naruto answered, "We will see, he is out of his pose now." Temari commented, "So it looks like you are finally getting serious now. Ninpu. Kamitachi." Shikamaru moved to cover in the trees and took off his shirt. "It is no use trying to hide. Stop running or give up." Suddenly 2 kunai were thrown, Temari dodged only to get in the path of another. She blocked it with her fan and a series of explosions were sounded in front and behind her. He attached explosive tags. She thought, "He is trying to distract me." Then Shikamaru's shadow sprang in action. Temari thought, "Nice try, but your shadow can't pass this line. Wait, hold on. AW, shit." The shadow, sure enough, passed over the line, making the wind user sprang backwards yet again. "I see," she stated, "you use those kunai as distractions to keep me occupied while the sun moves, giving me more leverage. This should be your limit now." Shikamaru said nothing, staring at her, and Kankuro shouted, "Temari, above you." She looked up to see a makeshift parachute made out of Shikamaru's shirt and a kunai attached to the bottom of it. "Son of a," Temari cursed as she dodged the growing shadow. "You will not escape," Shikamaru declared. Temari moved as she thought, impressive. Using the kunai to distract me from his shadow and then using his shadow to distract me from looking up and noticing the parachute, but it's clear to me now. The shadow stopped and receded back a bit, so Temari stopped and flipped open her fan and placed it in front of her. "I need to finish this quickly. His shadow will move farther as the sun moves, so I will use Bunshin no Jutsu, which will draw his attention to it. Then I will jump out and use all my chakra into the strongest possible Kamitachi to rip him apart. Now where is his shadow? Good, it's nowhere near me." Temari thought, initiating attack Bunshin no. Suddenly she froze and thought, "What? I'm frozen." Shikamaru sprang his hands apart, finally Kajime no Jutsu succeeded. Temari said, "But your shadow was nowhere near me. How did you get me?" Shikamaru said, "I'll let you look behind you." He turned his head and Temari under his jutsu spell did the same. Temari's eyes widened as she saw a hole behind her and sure enough, his shadow connecting to hers. When you use the Kamitachi jutsu, you lose some of the gravel in where Niji was at, thus I used those kunai wrapped with an explosive tag with a little extra kick, making a hole in front and the back of you. The two made a tunnel, and then I lured you over to this spot with all of those distractions and failed successions like my little puppet." Temari gritted her teeth while Shikamaru said, "Checkmate." Naruto said, wait for it. Ino shouted, go. Toji munched ferociously as Shikamaru and Temari walked towards each other, then they both raised their hands as the shadow wielder said, that's it, I quit. Ino said, huh? Shikamaru said, those failed successions used up my chakra. I had thought up over 200 moves and I'm getting tired of this, one match is enough for me. Plus I can only hold you for about 5 more minutes. Genma shouted, winner. Sabaku no Temari. Naruto looked around and mused to himself, well, that was a long fight and still the team ain't here. Oh, well, better congratulate them. The Uzumaki jumped into the arena and walked towards Shikamaru and Temari. That was a good match, Shikamaru, Temari-san. Thank you, Naruto-san. Temari said rather quickly and moved to the stairs. You noticed too, huh? Shikamaru said seriously. Yeah, Temari is the only one of the group that is fighting, except Gaara is a nervous wreck. Temari just confirmed that something is going on here. Look in the middle of the stands in the corner of the third row. Shikamaru peered in the stands and said, what are the Anbu Black Ops doing here? I have no idea, I actually do, have you ever heard of Orochimaru? Yeah, one of the Sannin, but he is an S-rank criminal. He's back and we fought him back in the Forest of Death. He was disguised as Akusa Kunoichi. Apparently, he wants to destroy Konoha and he wants Sasuke for some reason. Troublesome Uchiha, and I thought you caused too much trouble. If that is true, then maybe Suna and Odo are connected, they may plan to invade. It makes sense our guard is down because of the exam and Sana is one of our allies. Wait, how do you know that Orochimaru is with Odo? The village is new and very small, meaning Orochimaru just now established it. Second, we overheard the sound team trying to find you. They mentioned that Orochimaru wanted them to test Sasuke's strength. Third, nobody thinks that Odo is a threat to them. Alright, Shikamaru, should we tell the genin about it? No, it will only cause panic. You are the most level-headed out of all of us besides me. Suddenly the leaves started to twist around, making the audience shield their eyes. Naruto smirked, funny, you're late, as always Kakashi-sensei. Never figured that Sasuke would inherit your tardiness though. The Uzumaki turned around to see that Kakashi and Sasuke were standing back to back. So done, what's with the getup? I should ask you, never thought that you would wear spandex, are you slowly converting to the power of youth, Sasuke-chan? No matter, you still haven't changed. Yeah, just don't get killed. I still gotta kick your ass. Naruto grabbed Shikamaru and disappeared in a swirl of sparkling ice. Sasuke growled at Naruto's departure but looked over at Gaara at the stairs. The next match, Sabaku no Gaara vs Sasuke Uchiha, begins. Sasuke said, fine, you asked for it. He quickly drew 2 shuriken and threw them at Gaara. The Sun Agent Shuriki's absolute defense caught the shuriken while making a Sunabunshin. Sasuke took the time to charge at Gaara, but Sunabunshin's torso suddenly surged forward to meet the Uchiha. Sasuke jumped forward in the air and Sunabunshin flicked his own shuriken at him. The Uchiha was forced to return the shuriken and kicked at Sunabunshin's crossed arms. The arms blasted off as Sasuke slammed his palms on the ground to right himself on his feet and slammed his wrist into Sunabunshin's neck. The clone was in shock, but it started to smirk as the sand seeped over the Uchiha's wrist. The Uchiha quickly dealt a palm strike to blast Sunabunshin's head into dust. He rushed through to get to Gaara, but another wall was erected to block Sasuke's assault, but Sasuke smirked and Lee's eyes widened in surprise. Gaara's eyes did the same as Sasuke suddenly appeared behind him, fast. Just like him. Sasuke drew his fist back and slugged Gaara in the face, cracking his Tsunayori and sending the psychotic boy into the ground. I was shocked as he thought he is just as fast as Lee's starting speed and his Taijutsu Lee finished his sensei, unknowingly, is the same as mine. Meanwhile, Naruto and Shikamaru appeared in the stands next to Hana and Tsume. Damn, I was a bit off, sorry Shikamaru. Naruto-kun, nice of you to join us. Hana said with a smile. Hello, Hana-chan, Tsume-sama, and wait a second, is that Kiba? The identified woman known as Kiba, who now resembled a younger Tsume, tried to hide from the gaze of Naruto and Shikamaru. Oh, wow, ain't that a bitch, I knew you two were going to punish him, but this just takes the cake. Naruto continued as he chuckled in full force. Damn, this is disturbing, I am going to find Choji and Ino. Shikamaru said as he left. So how many guys have hit on Kiba-chan? Naruto asked curiously. So far about 150, most of them were civilians. Tsume reported. Mother Kiba said in a feminine voice. What? You are like the second daughter that I always wanted, plus it is my job to embarrass you. Naruto turned to Kiba with an intense gaze. Kiba, now do you understand? Kiba glared at Naruto, but wilted under his intense glare and inwardly whimpered due to his power. This is what women have to deal with from perverts and/or persistent males like you used to be. Also, since you will be a woman for 1 more month. Also, I am giving you a warning to avoid Sasuke at all costs because he likes strong women and you fit his description well. Hiba nodded slowly, and Naruto left to go to the stands to watch Sasuke battle Gaara. Naruto thought, so sensei had to use Lee's speed to get past Gaara. No doubt he had to use the Sharingan to visualize Lee's speed. Sasuke moved into the Goken stance as he said, so that is your armor, eh? Come on, I will rip it off. He sped through Gaara, but the sand tried to stop him from the front, but Sasuke veered behind him and twisted through the sand to kick Gaara away. Sasuke taunted, what's wrong? I asked it. Kakashi thought, don't get cocky now, Sasuke. Sasuke moved in a circle around Gaara and moved inside Gaara's gore to send a kick to Gaara's chin, and then he grabbed his shirt and brought him toward his persona to give him a knee to the chest. Sasuke, you are a genius beyond imagination. It took me years to reach that speed, but just in only a month, you were able to reach it. Lee thought as he looked at Sasuke, who was panting with exertion. But to keep up with that kind of movement requires a lot of strength. Tenkuro thought, what are you going to do, Gaara? Suna no Yoroi uses a lot of chakra, you know you can't use it for long. I asked, what kind of training did you put him through? Kakashi answered, Sasuke had Lee's Taijutsu before, so that is why I had trained him in Lee's Taijutsu as well. Since he knew Lee and saw his Taijutsu in action, he was able to master the style. It was hard work. Shikamaru thought, yeah, hard work for a mere copycat. Lee thought, but just with my Taijutsu, it is not enough. I thought, Kakashi, what are you up to? You saw the battle between Lee and Gaara, so you should know that Taijutsu will not be enough to defeat him. So, why did you have Sasuke focus on Taijutsu? Gaara immediately had his sand encircle him, but the Uchiha ran forward to stop Gaara. Sasuke threw a punch at the sand, only for his fist to suffer by bleeding, as the sand globe grew spikes to halt Sasuke's assault. The Uchiha had a cut on his cheek and a gash on his right leg. He fell back as he felt warm blood running down his leg, using all of that sand to protect himself. It gets so hard when it is packed like that, so this is an absolute defense. Soon a third eye appeared, hovering over the side of the sand globe, while Gaara sat down and concentrated, chanting a mantra. Damari thought, Gaara plans to use that, this is bad. Sasuke had a shocked look on his face, but then he smirked as he wiped the blood off of his cheek. The Uchiha moved forward and aimed a kick at the shell, it bounced off. As I thought, it is no good trying to use Taijutsu against it, since I can't see what he is up to, since he is hiding there. It is a perfect opportunity to test out my new skills, since it takes a lot of time too. Sasuke unclipped a button on the black spiral thing on his arm, he jumped up on the balcony and used chakra to stick to the wall. He crouched and Guy's eyes widened, so that is why you did that, Sakura said, huh? A familiar voice said, Kakashi-sensei had Sasuke focus on Taijutsu and speed since the ninjutsu that he is about to use requires a lot of speed. Everyone turned to see Naruto approaching them. Hey, Naruto, congratulations on your match today. Ino said. Thanks, Ino. Hello, sensei, I assume you taught him that. Yes, I did. I said, you didn't. Kakashi said, I did. Ino asked, what is that? Kakashi said, it is my original that I made when I was 12, the lightning blade, the Rikiri. Naruto said, yeah, but this Rikiri sounds different, this one sounds like chirping birds. Kakashi said, I didn't teach him Rikiri. Sasuke doesn't have enough chakra to use it, so I taught him the predecessor of the Rikiri. Sasuke flipped through hand signs, and white electricity burned on his hand. After all, he is a lot like I used to be. Kakashi said. Naruto thought, I just hope he changes out of that attitude, or I seriously have to kick his ass. Sasuke charged downwards towards Gaara's little sand globe. Well, I will be going to visit Haku-chan Jana. Naruto disappeared in his specialized sparkling ice shunshin. It is incredible you can see the chakra in his hand. Ino thought. Meanwhile inside the sand globe, Gaara was talking to himself once again. Yes, I am going to rip off his head, then crack it open, so the brain can spill out the head, then tons of blood will flow out, you can have it all, mother. Kai haha. Aren't I such a good boy, mother. I am always a good boy. Yeah, let's do it, mother. I will be watching. I muttered, a simple stab. Ino said, what? I explained, it's a technique created solely for assassination, the speed of the stab, and the large amount of chakra concentrated to create the height and flesh combined, makes the sound of chirping birds. Sakura said, so if it is not called the Rikiri, then what is it? I said, this is called Chidori. At the moment the word escaped Guy's lips, Sasuke had burst through Gaara's defense. Tenkuro said, no way. Has Gaara's defense been breached? Damari said, that is impossible. I said, since the speed of the user and the amount of concentrated chakra focused in one arm, then it becomes like a sword. If any other user were able to use this, they would have experienced tunnel vision. But the Sharingan helps this matter, which is why only Sasuke is able to use this to its full potential. Lee thought, I see, I wouldn't be able to run at that speed straight at my opponent. Because it is easier to make a counterattack and I don't possess the Sharingan to see the counter. I'm jealous of you, Sasuke. My sense of superiority came when I defeated you since your body couldn't keep up with my speed, but now you have that speed including the Sharingan. Sasuke said, I got you now, Sabaku no Gaara. Inside the globe, Gaara asked, what is this warm stuff? Mother what did, it's my blood. My blood. Suddenly Naruto felt a cold shiver run up their spine and immediately knew that Gaara was using the demon's chakra. Sasuke felt something crushing his arm and had to use the Chidori to free himself. Gaara screamed again as Sasuke pulled his arm back to have a strange-looking arm with blue veins running across it. Kuro became fearful as he thought, there is no mistake, it's his arm. I asked, what is that? Kuro whispered, did he attain his complete form? Damari whispered back, I don't know, it looks like Uchiha wounded him, this has never happened before. Sasuke peered inside the hole and gasped as he saw an eye glaring at him. It was amber with an inverted four-pointed star with 4 dots in a square-like fashion. I am getting chills just from the memories from the first time I saw it. I couldn't eat for weeks after seeing that thing. Kankuro thought in fear. Genma's body started to quiver. What's this feeling? Suddenly the sphere started to crack and revealed Gaara clutching his right shoulder. I knew it. The cocoon was broken before he could transform fully. Tamari thought. Sasuke thought, no, it wasn't those eyes, what was that thing that was looking at me earlier? Suddenly feathers started to fall down and the audience started to fall asleep. Minutes before the invasion started, Naruto appeared in Haku and Hinata's room. Hey, Haku-chan, Hinata-chan. Did you like the fight? Haku giggled, I enjoyed it though I never knew Hyuga could change into so many shades of red at once. The Jinchuriki smirked, I am sure that Hinata-chan can show you. Hinata blushed, Naruto-kun. He kissed her forehead making her face turn red. I kept my promise. Your cousin has been set straight and I loosen the ice and pick up his ass by kicking his ass. Hinata giggled a bit and motioned Naruto to come closer. He obliged and Hinata in a bold move launched a full assault on Naruto's lips. The Uzumaki was surprised and then kissed back with Haku smiling as she looked on. Strawberries with a hint of vanilla. You have been practicing with Haku-chan, huh? Hinata blushed as she meekly nodded. It was taking me a while to build up my courage and get used to kissing Haku-chan. I was right to have Haku be near you. You are hardly stuttering, you are a bit more confident and make me want another kiss from you. He kissed her again and then broke off, but that will have to wait a while. Haku, what is Hinata's condition? She is in almost pristine condition, but she shouldn't move that much to damage her organs. Why? Because Suna and Oda will be invading Konoha today. But Suna is our ally. Why would they do such a thing? Hinata asked in shock. It's the perfect cover, plus most of Suna missions were sent to us. I need you to go with Haku, she will protect you when it happens. Haku asked, what will you do? I will have to fight and defeat Gaara, he is a Jinchuriki, a demon container like me. What? Hinata asked. Yeah, Gaara holds the Ichibi no Shukaku, but whoever sealed the damn thing did a fucked up job, plus I have a strong feeling that he lived the same life as mine, only worse. That is the main reason that he seems insane. So that means that Sasuke-sen will be killed if you don't stop him. Naruto nodded silently and said, that also means that he can release the demon within him if he is pushed to the edge. I have to stop him before that happens. Hinata said, then go but come back in one piece. I just got you and I will bring you back and kill you myself if you die. The Uzumaki smiled, thanks, Hinata, I will be back. Then the explosion was heard and Naruto said, it has begun. Konoha, prepare for glory. After Naruto and Haku parted ways, Haku, with Hinata on her back, sprang out as she saw the oncoming destruction coming at her. Haku-chan, Suna ninja at your right, 3 o'clock. Hinata warned. The Ice Princess took a look out of her peripheral vision and flung at their necks, hitting their points for a death state. Suddenly a sound ninja came at her. Well, what is this, a Hyuga girl and a princess? You will be perfect for my slaves. Hinata glared at him and Haku took her sword from her side, not a chance. Hyuten. Supurenta C. Haku gathered Hyuten chakra in her mouth and shot out ice shards, making the sound ninja dodge a bit until he slowed down to a few of them hitting him and the shards began to sting his body. One was able to hit his eye and he screamed in pain. Then Haku sprang over to slice him from the waist down and moved forward as Hinata turned off her Byakugan to not witness the aftermath. Finally she reached the academy to see someone that she recognized. Iruka-sensei. She shouted. Haku-chan. Hinata-chan. Iruka said. Can you please take care of Hinata for me? I will need to get back in the fray. The former apprentice of Zabuza said. Sure, I will take good care of her, Haku go. Iruka said as he was handed Hinata and escorted the academy students to the safety of the Hokage monuments. Then Haku was off in a sparkling ice flash and appeared in the middle of the stadium and then she was surrounded by several enemy ninjas almost immediately. She smirked and said, Hyuten. Hyo Bunshin Daibakuha, her body began to let off a soft glow of an eerie blue and exploded into ice shards, maiming and/or killing ninja that were close to her. Naruto ran out of the corridor with Oathkeeper and Oblivion in hand, killing Odo ninja left and right. His first priority was to find Shikamaru, and he found Nara lying on the ground near Ino, Choji, and Sakura's position. To his surprise, Haruno was awake, and while an Odo ninja was poised to kill her from behind, the Jinchuriki moved quickly to behead him. You know, flinching and covering your eyes are not going to make people that want and were trained to kill you stop. He stated, looking at her with a bit of blood on the side of his cheek. Naruto, you're welcome, now stay down until we clear the area a bit. Sakura nodded, and Naruto went back into the fray. He kicked one of the sand ninja in the face, and then springboarded off of it to fly over the heads of the Odo group that was surrounding two unnamed Chunin. Iron. Naruto said, as he slammed the points of his swords into the ground, and an ice ring appeared beneath the Odo ninja's position. The ninja blinked and shrugged as they menacingly moved only to shatter into pieces like a broken ice sculpture. Thanks, Uzumaki, one of the Chunin said. You're welcome, try not to get surrounded again by moving erratically, it works. Then the Jinchuriki said to Kitsuryu. Kuroi Fuchi. He flashed through the area, giving a cut on a group of men, and then sheathed the swords quietly with a ring. The men that he had cut fell to the ground into darkness, and if someone had touched them, they would have discovered that they were cold like absolute zero. The explanation behind the move Dark Abyss, Naruto planted a cut that injects Hyoten chakra into the body. Cold air rushed quickly throughout the body, causing the heart to beat slowly and then stop, hence a painless death into the Black Abyss. Kakashi said, Naruto, yeah, Kaka-sensei, what do you need? Naruto said, as he threw it into one enemy ninja's throat. Sasuke has gone in pursuit of Gaara and his team. I am going to need you to retrieve him along with Shikamaru. One of my trackers will be going with you, Kakashi explained, as he sent 3 kunai into one ninja's leg and 2 heads. Sakura said from her position, I am coming too. No, Sakura, it is too dangerous, plus you don't have anything to contribute to this task. Naruto said. Then again, both of you are his teammates, maybe talking to him will do it. Fine, but the only way that Sasuke is going to listen is if someone beats him into unconsciousness. Kakashi replied, this is an A-rank mission, just like the one with Zabuza-san. He cut his finger and flipped through hand signs. Kuchius no, he slammed his hand on a person's unconscious back and a small pug appeared, sitting. So the last person is a little dog. Sakura said, shocked. Then the pug answered, don't call me a cute little dog. My name is Pakin. Sakura opened her mouth to speak, but Naruto said, Sakura, don't say anything, let's go. Shikamaru, wake up, I know your ass ain't sleeping. Shikamaru yelped in pain as Pakin generously helped him open his eyes by biting his ankle. I didn't want to get involved, besides who cares about Sasuke? Besides Ino and this banshee here and the council. Yeah, they do. Personally, I could give 2 shits about that guy, but it is a mission and unfortunately he is part of the village. Now let's go. Naruto said as he stabbed his sword. Hyoten. Hiren. The wall froze and Naruto kicked it, making the wall have a huge perfect circle hole. Let's go Shino, you coming? Naruto asked. Shino appeared and said, of course, thanks for letting me. Naruto smirked, now we wouldn't want you to miss all the fun. Do you resupply your colony? Shino nodded and the 5 ninja moved out the hole. Guy asked, do you think that they will be alright? Kakashi answered, yes, Pakin and Naruto will keep them safe if they are in too deep. Meanwhile, the Hokage was fighting against Orochimaru in a barrier made courtesy of the Sound 4. So, Orochimaru, you have come. Sarutobi said. Yes, finally the third will die here in his own home. Sarutobi sighed as he cast off his Hokage robes to reveal his battle armor, and Orochimaru chuckled as he discarded the Kazukiage robes, and you have your funeral robes on already. Saves the village the trouble of dressing you when you are dead. We will see. The 4-armed man replied to his comrades, we better put up a barrier just in case things get a little messy. Right. The 3 of them agreed and then proceeded to put up a barrier until an ice projectile came out from the ground. What the? Orochimaru and Sarutobi shouted. Hyoryu no Jutsu. Someone shouted. It was an ice dragon with wings that circled and attacked the barrier. Naruto smirked elsewhere, so Haku came out to play. Hey. Seems that she used that. Who are you? Orochimaru demanded. I'm Haku Uzumaki, you must be the snake pedophile Naruto-kun was talking about. He is right, you are one ugly motherfucker. Sarutobi stifled a laugh and Orochimaru growled, I will teach you to make a fool out of me ninpu. Senijashu. Snakes came out from his sleeve, but Sarutobi stepped in and said, Shuriken Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. The snakes were destroyed and Orochimaru was forced to switch with a mud clone he made earlier. Leave Orochimaru to me, Haku-chan tried to disable the barrier. Haku nodded and attacked the nearest one, which was Jirobo. Ninpu. Daigurin Hyarin Meru. She used a water summoning scroll, and the air surrounding her froze as the dragon formed and let out a huge roar and then flapped its wings to move down at Jirobo's position. Luckily, the barrier that surrounded him protected him, but it allowed Haku to stab her sword into the temporarily cool barrier to inflict a stab wound to Jirobo's shoulder, and the barrier was disrupted. Shit. Seiken said, as the other three were engaged by the Anbu. Haku thought to herself as she dodged a shoulder strike from Jirobo. It is a good thing that Naruto told me to use a Hyobunshin to protect Hinata. Flashback Haku-chan. Naruto said, I need you to protect Hokage Jiji-san. Why doesn't Hinata-chan need protection as well? Yeah, but you can use the Hyobunshin to protect her, since its duration can last for about an hour and it can take more hits than the Kage Bunshin. The reason is that I know that Orochimaru has a vendetta against Jiji because he was his sensei. I will need you to go in the building where the booth will be in the arena because that cowardly snake pedophile will not play fair at all. Alright, Naruto-kun. Flashback ends. Jirobo shouted, you are in the way. Die. He threw a punch and Haku dodged it to counter with a Hyoten. Kuri no Heian. She muttered as an ice shard appeared in her hand and she stabbed him in the kidney, but he narrowly used a Kawarimi with the nearest object, which unfortunately had to be Tayuya. Tayuya was surprised, as well as Haku, but the ice princess switched upwards to hit her side, making her unable to fight, and luckily, the ice shard didn't nick any vital organs. Tayuya coughed up blood as she held her side. Jirobo, you fat son of a, she collapsed, and Haku caught her before she fell to the ground, face forward. Damn it, she is losing a lot of blood, I need to move her somewhere safe, and quickly. Haku thought as she dropped into the hole and began to heal the girl as she removed the shard from her side. I am going to kill that bastard Jirobo, that is his name. Haku thought in anger. Meanwhile in the forest, Sasuke ran for Gaara, only to be stopped by Kankuro. HMPH, you two will not stop me from fighting him. Kankuro took out his, but then a kunai was thrown at him. Mind if we joined the party? Naruto asked. Good dope, you can handle him for me. Sasuke said as he ran off. Sasuke-kun, wait. Don't just stand there, Naruto baka, do something, see? This is why I told you to stay with Kakashi, you are completely useless damn. Naruto said, Shino, can you deal with these two on your own? Yeah, hopefully I can buy some time for Shikamaru to come and help me considering he should be done with stalling those sound ninja. Alright, good luck, come on, Sakura, let's get Uchiha before he gets himself killed. The two left, but Kankuro tried to stop them until Shino threw kunai at him. Don't ignore me if there is something I hate. It is to be ignored. He pulled the strap and the bandages fell to reveal Karasu, clicking ominously. Shino slowly had his bugs move all over his body. I am a member of the Aburam clan. Our policy is to never underestimate our opponents no matter how small they are and to fight with our full strength. Kankuro growled, bring them on. Kankuro moved Karasu towards Shino and with a flick of his fingers, a hidden blade in its wrist popped out, surprising Shino. The Aburamaru moved away to see the blade sink into the ground in front of him. Shino looked at the blade to see that the area surrounding the blade changed into a light purple color. The blade is laced with poison. He thought, I must be careful for any more surprises. Kankuro maneuvered his puppet to attack Shino again. Shino dodged the next hidden blade in the puppet's left wrist and then moved into the trees for cover. Kankuro stated, it's no use. He had the puppet follow Shino into the brush while Aburam sat in silence, only hearing the constant chattering and clicking of the puppet. Kankuro found Shino and sent Karasu after him, activating his ribbed blades in the puppet. Shino threw two kunai at it to stop it and the puppet poofed to reveal a log. Hakurimi. Shino said, then where is the .oh shit? Then he looked down and dodged it by jumping up in the open air, but Karasu followed after him. Heh, you are making this way too easy. Kankuro commented quietly from his position as he twitched his ring finger and middle finger. The puppet opened its mouth to shoot out two small knives. It hit Shino in his torso and shoulder dead on, making Kankuro pump his fist up, that did it. Suddenly Shino dissolved into a group of bugs and, as the bugs dissolved, the clone gave Kankuro the one finger salute, making Kankuro shout in shock and anger, huh? Those bugs again? Kankuro's eyes widened as he felt a presence behind him. Just in time, he turned to see Shino aim a punch at him, but the young puppet master ducked swiftly and moved away from him. He shouted, so you made a bug clone, and snuck up behind. Very clever. Shino stated, it is simple really, I could tell that your strength is long-ranged, not close combat. Furthermore, you have to focus all of your chakra and attention to control that little puppet of yours, which leaves your defense wide open. Kankuro smirked, thanks for the tip, but I am just getting started. If you think that it's the extent of my deadly ninjutsu, then you are in for a real treat. You haven't seen half of what Karasu can do. So far, he has been playing it safe. Kankuro reactivated his chakra strings and made Karasu open his elbow joints. Shino backed up in surprise as little purple balls of poison fog were blasted at him. Shino jumped away from the smoke and then suddenly felt weak. Damn, must have inhaled some of the poison smoke. Meanwhile the attacker hides in waiting for the poison to take effect. I need to finish this battle quickly, looks like I will be a bit late to help you. Naruto. Shino ran to the tree for cover and Kankuro smirked as he saw Shino panting heavily due to the poison's effect. The poison is slowly spreading through his system. Now it is time to end this. The puppet shot forward and came up behind Shino. It activated its hidden blade. Shino turned around only to be slashed by Karasu, but the Abiram turned out to be another bug clone. These damn bugs, he should even be moving with that poison in his body. Kankuro thought as he tensed up, searching for a sign of the Abiram. Then he found him, hiding under the tree branch. Ah, there you are. Allow me to put you out of your misery. Kankuro flicked his fingers only for the puppet to creak and resist his commands. What is going on? What is wrong with it? He thought. Then he noticed some bugs crawling in and out of the joints, making it unable to move efficiently to kill Shino. Shino replied, it's no use, you can't move it now. I ordered the bugs to jam every one of its joints. Kankuro thought, so that was what he was after. He wanted me to attack him so he could get Karasu to stop moving. Now those creepy crawlies are going after my chakra strings. I forgot that those things eat chakra and the strings are leading them right to me. Kankuro snapped his connection and fling it, making the chakra strings flicker in random directions to confuse Shino of his location. He severed the strings himself. Damn, so close. Shino thought as his eyebrows furrowed. Then the Abiram moved from his location and Kankuro detached the head. What a sucker. He doesn't know that I can re-establish connections to my puppet quickly, which is why I am an expert puppeteer. And so what if you took out Karasu's body? I don't need it, since every part of him is a lethal weapon. Karasu's mouth opened to reveal a large needle dripping with poison. Looks like you underestimated me, bug boy. For the last time, that poison is enough to knock out an elephant. You're finished. Shino gritted his teeth as he faced the needle head-on, but suddenly the head stopped inches above his forehead and dropped to the ground. What? But how did Kankuro begin to think until he felt something crawling on his hand? He looked down to see the beetles all over his hand. His beetles, they are eating the chakra strings right at the source. Kankuro broke his cover, screaming, as bugs slowly covered his body. But I don't understand, I made sure to cut the strings before they could find me. Shino replied, to answer your question, you were so worried about the beetles in the front that you never noticed the ones approaching you from behind. All this time they were converging to the beacon on your headband. Kankuro said, to my what? Shino said, when I swung at you earlier, I purposefully missed planting a beetle on your headband. A female beetle, which lets out pheromones so the males can pick up the scent, converges on it like a homing beacon. Kankuro looked up at his headband, so this beetle on my hit I8 is a. Shino said, correct, a female beetle. Abiram knelt down and moved over to Kankuro to search his body for the antidote and took it. He sat against a tree trunk and waited as he knew that he was unable to battle due to the trace elements of the poison in his body and the fact that Kankuro was his prisoner. Naruto and Sakura, the two, reached Sasuke yet again, and this time, he was facing Temari. Damn it, Uchiha, Sensei told us to retrieve you before you get yourself killed by Gaara. Now get your ass over here before I break every single godforsaken bone in your entire body and drag it back to Konoha myself. Sasuke said, shut up, dope. I will fight Gaara regardless of what you or Sakura say. This is my fight, stay out of it. He flung Temari at Naruto and ran to Gaara's position. The Jinchuriki growled out and caught Temari. Damn it. I am going to kill that bastard. Sakura was staring at Sasuke moving away and Naruto shouted, Haruno.get that ass moving. HMPH, instead of trying to stop Sasuke, you let him go. You have the nerve to tell me to do something. Sakura blushed in embarrassment and the Hyoten-wielding boy snorted in disgust. I will stop you, you will not get away and kill my brother. Temari shouted. I don't care about him, I just want that bastard who is going to kill your brother. Naruto replied. Then a figure came up between Naruto and Temari. Naruto-san, I want you to see that Gaara's figure is getting more unstable by the minute and I fear that Uchiha kid will not last against him. Itsumi-san. Why are you helping us? Naruto said in concern. Well, my mission was supposed to get the Uchiha's tainted seed in my body to pop out little babies. She replied in disgust, making Naruto grimace, and Sakura lost it as she attacked Natsumi in righteous fangirl fury. You will not get Sasuke-kun's seed, it will be mine. Natsumi looked at Sakura and back-kicked her into a tree, making the pink-haired girl knock her head against a tree and fall to the ground. Her descent was blocked by the various branches and Naruto palmed his face, idiot. As I was saying, I'd rather die. So I am defecting from Tokigakure to join your village and I need your help. For what? I am going to need to join your clan, considering that Konoha will try to interrogate Tokigakure's secret location and means of strength. Ayubi said, "Kit, you better agree for now. I can feel more of Shukaku's chakra increasing by the minute." "Fine, I will ask more about this, but for now I agree to the terms." Itsumi said, "Excellent, now go." The Jinchuriki nodded and moved to Gaara's position along with Pakin. "I am going to kill that Uchiha, and now Natsumi-san just plainly said I want to join the clan." He muttered to himself. Pakin said, "He is a spoiled brat. Even I don't like him after seeing his attitude." He came to see that Sasuke was about to be maimed beyond repair, and the Jinchuriki came in with a flying kick, boot to the head, "You son of a bitch. So this is what you have become, Gaara." Naruto said emotionlessly, and the Jinchuriki turned an eye on Sasuke's form. "I will deal with your ass later." Pakin spoke up, "Mind you that I am not a battle type. I know just to make sure that Uchiha doesn't move well, like he can move at this time anyway." Suddenly Gaara sped past him and shouted, "Die, Uchiha Sasuke." But he was not able to reach him due to Naruto grabbing him by the tail. "Sorry, nobody is going to die here. Now get away from the Uchiha." Naruto threw him away from the Uchiha again. The Jinchuriki watched as Gaara turned more into the Shukaku form and said, "Damn, you are uglier than before." Gaara replied to that comment with a shout, "Suna Shuriken." Naruto flipped through hand signs, "Hyoten. Hi-Teki." An ice wall appeared to block the sand shuriken aimed at him, and then Naruto continued, "Hyoten. Hi-Up rank and 100 ice rods hurtled at the Suna Jinchuriki and struck with incredible force. "Ahaha, good, Uzumaki, good, make my existence worthwhile." Gaara screamed, "Futen. Mugen Sajin Tatapa." Naruto muttered, "Damn, the force of the wind destroyed the ice wall and blew Naruto back into the trees." The Jinchuriki coughed up blood from the side of his mouth and said, "Okay. That is it. I am giving you some hands-on experience. Kage Bunshin no Jutsu." Hundreds of clones appeared to surround Gaara, and Suna Jinchuriki was surprised. "Now take this. Uzumaki Naruto Nisen combo, commence operation." The leader shouted. "Uzumaki. Naruto Nisen Renden." Gaara was knocked into the air, and the clones each gave him a punch to knock him down to the forest floor. Naruto painted an exertion, "Ha ha ha, damn, I am tired." Hopefully he is knocked out for good. Then the sand rises up to form the Ichibi no Shukaku with Gaara at the top of his head. "Oh, son of a, come on." Naruto shouted in frustration, "When are you going to call it a day?" Gaara replied, "When I kill you now, die, Sabaku Kaiu." Sand rose to surround Naruto and Gaara's signature move, but Naruto flipped through hand signs in the little space, Kuchiyas no Jutsu. A summoning plume appeared to reveal Gamabunta. "Hey? Gaki, what do you want?" The toad boss said. "I need a bit of help with my little buddy over there," Naruto replied. Gamabunta said, "So the Shukaku, eh?" "Oh, well, I guess I can help a bit, kid." Gamabunta crouched and jumped into the air with his sword, Gamadasazan. The sword caught Shukaku's arm and was completely severed. Gamabunta's sword flipped through the air to the left of Shukaku, and the toad thought, "It took all my strength just to sever his arm. This is going to be a problem. Be careful, Gamabunta. Sasuke and Pakin are over there." Naruto warned. "Got it." Gamabunta replied. Gaara formed a hand sign as he said, "You interest me a lot, Naruto Uzumaki, but this is the end. Tanuki Nara no Jutsu." Gaara's head bowed forward and Shukaku's dull eyes were filled with light. "Wahoo. I am finally out." Shukaku looked to see Gamabunta and Naruto, "Time to die." He raised his claw and pounded his belly as he inhaled, Fueten. Rinkuiten. Gamabunta avoided the blast by jumping in the air, Suiten. Teppadama. Shukaku cancelled the water bullet with his air bullet and fired 3 successive blasts, while Gamabunta did the same thing with his Teppadama, but he missed one to have it hit him in the stomach. "Damn, he put a lot of chakra into it." Gamabunta muttered. "Are you able to get close to him enough to let me get to Gaara? If I am able to wake Gaara up, the Shukaku will return." "Yeah, but I don't have anything to hold him with. Unless we do a combi hinge. The combination hinge. He and I got the perfect hinge." "Let's go, Gamabunta," Naruto said as he summoned his tenant's chakra. Gamabunta ran at Shukaku and Naruto shouted, "Hinge." A plume of smoke appeared and an orange claw appeared to reveal the hinge of the Kyuubi. Kyuubi smirked, "Heh, you do me justice, kid, now kick Shukaku's ass." "With pleasure," Naruto replied as Gamabunta grabbed some trees with his tails and flung them at the demon, but Shukaku blocked it with his sand, giving Gamabunta the opportunity to hold him. "Go, kid," Gamabunta said, muffled. Naruto jumped up on Shukaku's arm and ran toward Gaara, but the sand tried to stop him. "Like hell I will let you stop me. You are going to wake the fuck up." Naruto slammed his fist into Gaara's head and the boy woke up. "No. I just got out." Shukaku screamed out as the light faded from his eyes. Gaara said, "You will die." Naruto replied as he said, "Like hell I will." He gave Gaara another fist, but it was stopped by his sand and the Kyuubi Jinchuriki said, "Damn it." He gave Gaara a headbutt and the body of Shukaku crumbled down into sand. The Jinchuricus knelt on opposite trees and Gamabunta thought, heh, a simple headbutt definitely Minato and Kushina's kid. Something that she would do. Well, I better go. Seems that I have reached my limit and it also seems that he can handle it. The Toad Boss disappeared along with his sword. Naruto and Gaara painted as they glared at each other, then they jumped at each other and gave each other a punch, but Naruto proved to be the stronger one. They both fell to the ground and Naruto landed on the ground but Gaara landed on his back. How is he so strong? No. I won't let my existence fade. Gaara shouted, stay away from me. But Naruto said, it hurts doesn't it? The pain of loneliness. We're the same you and I. I've known how you felt so I know what it's like to be alone, but I pushed on and found ones I wish to protect and if you try to destroy that I love, I will stop you even if it means by killing you. Then Kankuro and Temari jumped down to Gaara's position while Natsumi appeared beside Naruto. Go take him, our battle is over, soon ninjas. Naruto said. Suddenly Natsumi said, watch out. He was pushed out of the way to see a fireball sent at Naruto's previous position. Sasuke jumped down to say, you will give me yours. Pakin came up and bit Sasuke's ankle, allowing Natsumi to knock the Uchiha out. I should have expected that, Natsumi-san. Naruto said. You're welcome, we better go. It seems that your village is victorious. Natsumi stated. Yeah. Let's go, Naruto said as he walked back to the village. Pain. Karyu Enden. Sarutobi shouted as he breathed out a stream of white fire at the revived first and second Hokages. Tobirama countered by shouting, Suiten. Sujin Heki. He spat out water, which formed a wall of water, protecting his brother and Orochimaru. Tsuruiden no Jutsu. Next, the water formed into a dragon, and Sarutobi thought, as he flipped through hand signs, Sensei had not changed a bit. Doten. Doryu Heki. He spat out mud to harden into a large wall, blocking the water dragon's charge. Hashirama sped toward Sarutobi, who began to launch small fireballs at his former predecessor, but it had no effect. The first Hokage leaped in the air with a flying kick, but Hiruzen quickly blocked it with his forearms. Hashirama used the water to blind Sarutobi to land 2 quick kicks to the face and then a punch to his jaw, sending him downwards to meet his kick. Sarutobi landed on the water's surface as he winced in pain, his power has not waned an inch at all. Suddenly the old man was taken down in the water by Tobirama and he thought to himself, this is getting tough, dealing with you two at once. Soon he elbowed Tobirama in the gut to loosen his sensei's grip on his neck and planted both feet into his stomach, propelling him up to the surface while sending Tobirama into the depths. Sarutobi quickly scampered up the wall like his namesake, but then Tobirama fired small water bullets to make the wall crumble. Sarutobi jumped from falling rock to reach safely at the bottom. Next, the first Hokage acted by making hand signs, Mokuten. Jukai Counten. Sarutobi whispered, fuck me sideways Kuchiyas no Jutsu. As a large forest burst from the roof Sarutobi had to move as the trees came out to grab at him. You have finally been caught by sensei. Orochimaru declared with a cruel smirk. Finally he struggled in the grasps of the vines and he tried to move his hand to the nearby branch, no come forth, Enma. Suddenly a huge monkey appeared, wearing a tiger pelt vest and a Konoha headband, its eyes narrowed as it said, Orochimaru, huh? Sarutobi, I told you we should have been killed when we had a chance. This is no time for you to remind me of that day now, Enma, we have a job to do. Transform into the Kongo you. Right. Orochimaru's eyes widened and he ordered, go. Don't let that thing transform. Hashirama and Tobirama charged at Enma, but the monkey expertly dodged a punch sent by Tobirama and slammed his fist into the back of the human's head, sending it through the trunk. Then he focused on Hashirama, who sent a kick and Enma blocked it only to retaliate with a punch to the face. Henge. The monkey shouted as he disappeared in a white cloud of smoke and then a black and yellow staff flew towards Sarutobi, releasing from his natural bonds. Okay, I am ready. Sarutobi said as he got into a stance while the Hokages on both sides. Orochimaru commented, I will let that slide. Things are starting to get interesting now. He pressed his stomach and the Kusanagi no Tsurugi came out of his mouth. Although I am hard as a diamond, Sarutobi, that sword can still hurt me. Enma said in his staff form. I know, Enma, let's go. Sarutobi attacked Orochimaru, making the pole extend downward at Orochimaru. The snake Sannin dodged, but Sarutobi kept after him and launched a series of strikes. Orochimaru struggled to dodge them as he thought, damn it, after all these years, the man still has a bit of fight in him, but he is old and weak. Suddenly Hashirama came behind Sarutobi and the third Hokage ducked as he sent a tag on his leg and knocked him away with his staff, then Tobirama tripped Hiruzen, but he corrected himself while sending a tag on his arm. Now's my chance. Orochimaru thought as he sprang at his former sensei. He gave him a left, then a right and jumped up to kick him away. Saratobi fell to the ground and then Orochimaru stood over his unmoving body. "Come on, sensei, don't ruin my fun. You are not dead yet." Orochimaru goes to hell. Saratobi grabbed his arms and used his legs to bring him down to his level, then launched his foot up quickly to Orochimaru's face. Enma acted quickly by sending his arm to Orochimaru's neck and broke it with his strong grip, only to reveal that it was a Doton Cage Bunshin. As he appeared, Saratobi shot out his foot into Orochimaru's chest and launched him away while the Hokages were about to converge. Saratobi activated the seals to disable them, but then he soon found out that they couldn't be killed by that. So it seems that I would have to do something about the soul or they will just keep on regenerating back. I may have no choice but to use the fourth jutsu to defeat them. He thought to himself. Soon Tobirama did a hand sign, Suiton, Suryuiton, Hyoten, Ryusu. Small groups of piercing eye spikes were launched at Tobirama and the Nidain was forced to dodge. Orochimaru said, "You." "Yes, I am back," Haku said with a smile, and then she turned to Saratobi. "Are you alright, Hokage-sama?" "I am, child, but you shouldn't be here, you are not on the level that you are facing. Those two were the previous Hokages of the village, you could be killed. We don't know until we try, Hokage-sama. I know that I may be no match for them, but at least I can provide some help until more ninja arrive. The Anbu are being hard pressed with the bodyguards, so you need all the help you can get." "She is right," Saratobi Enma said. "Those two can regenerate, the only way to get rid of them is to destroy their soul or possibly destroy those tags in their heads, but I can't get close to either one of them due to their teamwork." Haku said, as she bit her thumb. "I see, then let's try a different method." No, a large plume of smoke appeared and it slowly revealed a small purple dragon. "What do you want this time, Kyoga? I don't wait, who are you?" The dragon said. "I am Haku Uzumaki, your new summoner. I would explain further, but we are in a battle and I could use your help." The purple dragon looked at the three men and said, "I see them fine, then my name is Spyro, the son of I can control fire, lightning, ice, and earth." Haku said, "Using earth and fire would be essential to this battle, Spyro-san." She drew her sword and said, "Ready." "Ready." The girl and dragon charged at the two Hokages. The Shadame Hokage flipped through hand signs, Mokuton. Makisatsu Shibari no Jutsu. His right arm transformed into wood tendrils seeking to capture Haku, but Spyro stepped in. "I got this one." Dragon's breath. Spyro spat out a stream of flames, burning the wood tendrils to a crisp. Next, the Nidain came in and attacked Haku, who dodged a punch barely and slashed Tobirama's cheek, but it healed instantly. Then the man sent his palm into her chest, but luckily she blocked the move with the flat of her blade and was pushed back. The Kitsu Ryu. Sumitai Sujetsu. Haku cried out as she moved in a zigzag pattern and stabbed the ground in front of Tobirama. The ground instantly froze around them and covered both feet, making them unable to move. Next, the Nidain moved to punch the ground, but Haku caught it and then drove her palm into his face. She made one-hand signs, Hyoten. Isu Kyubu. Sure enough, a large ice cube was formed in her hand and she shoved it into Tobirama's head, but he used his forearm to block the attack, freezing it completely. Next, Nidain kicked her away and came behind to punch her in the stomach. He began to disappear and reappear to give Haku body shots to wear her down, and then a voice shouted, "Rikiri." A loud cry sounded as Kakashi appeared with his signature in hand to strike down the Nidain, but he jumped away in time. "Hello, Haku-chan." "Kakashi-sensei, arigatou gozaimasu." "No problem, I can't just let my student's wife get killed before her wedding and honeymoon," Kakashi said with his usual eye smile, and then he grew serious. "So we are up against the Nidain Hokage, eh? Now the odds are even. My lightning techniques are bad for him, but the downside is that it takes a lot of chakra. On top of that, his speed is impeccable. If I had come here as I was, I would have been dead. Thanks to Kyuubi's infusion of chakra, I am slightly faster and more durable than a normal ninja." Haku added, "Although my ice is stronger than water, hers are more powerful." As expected, the Hokage got ready. "Haku. Here he comes." The Nidain sped up toward Kakashi and Haku, who met his charge. Kakashi reached him first and Nidain tried to kick him, but Kakashi's Sharingan allowed him to avoid it by flipping over him and he thrust both feet into Tobirama's back. Tobirama was launched at Haku, who took off his head with her katana and the body fell to the ground. Kakashi said with his eyes narrowed at the reanimating corpse, "It looks like we have to find a way to destroy that seal within his head to stop him from regenerating. I will distract him and you, Haku, can use your Hyoten to trap him to freeze his head. That may actually work. Let's try it." Kakashi flipped through hand signs, Raiden. Ikazuchi Hakai. He slammed his hand down on the roof and sent lightning nature chakra into the roof to raise some of the wooden beams up from the inside, and Tobirama was forced to dodge by jumping away from the rising beams. Suiten. Suikoden. Oten. Doryu Heki. A wall composed of bulldog sculptures appeared from the ground, blocking the Nidame's water shark. Then the deceased Hokage turned to see Haku behind him and said, Takitsu Ryu. Sumitai Sagetsu. Tobirama's feet were trapped with the ice along with Haku's own once again. Miserapa. Tobirama shouted mentally as he spat water in Haku's face. The force of the water was like a waterfall, breaking free from the ice, and Haku was launched backwards. Hyoten. Hey Isu. She blew a cold wind draft at Tobirama, who ran at her, and slowly began to freeze. Haku took up her sword and said, as she slashed downwards, shatter the kunai and Tobirama's head was frozen, and when Haku sliced his head, it was destroyed. Tobirama smiled, I thank you, my child forgives me for doing such a terrible thing. Haku knelt down to the ground, no prob the girl couldn't even finish her sentence due to her being completely exhausted. Although she had a lot of chakra due to training and Kyuubi's slight enhancements, the fight took everything out of her. Kakashi caught her in his arms before she fell to the floor. Sarutobi shouted, Kakashi, get Haku-chan out of here now and protect your life. Hi, Hokage-sama. The monkey transformed back and took Haku into the previous hole where Tayuya was laid unconscious. You have a lot of spunk, Haku. It is not every day that you could hold your ground against a Nidame for a few minutes. Now rest easy, Hokage-sama will take care of the rest. Sarutobi dodged a swipe from Orochimaru and then stepped on the blade. Orochimaru tried to free it only to provide Sarutobi the opening to punch him in the face, sending him flying away. Hashirama was in a difficult position with Spyro. He was very agile and couldn't use his Mokuton to trap him at all due to Spyro's prowess at manipulating fire. Dragon's Whip. Spyro shouted as he whipped his tail, striking at Hashirama's face. Then the young dragon grabbed him, his claw piercing his armor, and began to use his back legs to strike at his torso, ripping into the armor. Hashirama recovered by grabbing Spyro by the horns and threw him away, Mokuton. Jubaku Isu. Spyro was then trapped in a tree-like nest, and Hashirama was about to pull Spyro into the ground, a kick met his face, dynamic entry. Hashirama was sent flying while Guy jumped down, then he shouted, dynamic action. Sending out a series of punches and kicks, he destroyed Spyro's natural prison and said, hello, dragon, my name is Might Guy, the sublime green beast of prey. Thank you for freeing me, I am Spyro, the new partner of Haku Uzumaki, holder of the dragon contract. Just then Hashirama came up toward them and Guy's eyes narrowed. How are we supposed to defeat him? That snake guy pushed a kunai with a tag inside of his head. We have to destroy it, but his head always regenerates in 15 seconds. I need you to give me that interval, Guy-san. Spyro said with his purple eyes staring at the rogue Hokage. I can give you that interval, but I will need some time to get enough power to get there. Alright. Spyro flapped his wings and zoomed through the air as he used flames to divert his attention from Guy, who crossed his arms much like Lee did in his battle with Gaara. First gate. Kamen Kai. Second gate. Kaiman Kai. Third gate. Seiman. Kai. Fourth gate. Shoman. Kai. Fifth gate. Toman. Kai. The man's skin turned red and his pupils were gone white while he was surrounded by green chakra on the outline of his body while blue chakra swirled around him. He sped toward Hashirama and began to press the attack with his newfound strength. Spyro looked for an opening in the air as Hashirama blocked most of Guy's attacks as he was tossed around like a pinball, then Guy grabbed his hair and threw Hashirama toward Spyro. The purple dragon spiraled downwards to meet Hashirama and slammed into him, making him fall to the ground. Next, he flew up in the air and then dive-bombed into the roof, crushing Hashirama's skull. As the remains began to form his head, Spyro shouted, Pyro Blitz. He blew fire as he ran at Hashirama's fallen body and the flames covered him. The smoke cleared and Hashirama Senju was no more. Spyro sighed in relief as the fight was over and disappeared back to his realm while Guy fell to the ground with his body a bit torn up and said, maybe using the gates was a bad idea. Looks like it is you and me, Orochimaru Sarutobi said to his former student with Enma in his hand, your Jinchuriki is defeated, your army is destroyed, and your plan to destroy Konoha along with myself is gone. I can still kill you, old man. Futen. Tatapa. Sarutobi used Enma to extend as a pole and flip over the wall, then he let go of it and came down hidden in his hand, which he proceeded to stab in Orochimaru's arms, and his arms began to turn purple to rake in pain for his student. What the hell did you do to my arms, old man? He cried out in pain. Sarutobi smirked, what? You didn't think I didn't teach Tsunade a bit of what she knows in the medical field? I stabbed those covered with a poison that inflames the lymph nodes located in your arms. You will not be able to use your arms in a few days, but I happen to include another poison in the matter, permanently taking out your nerves in the arms, as well your ambition ends here. Orochimaru-sama. Seiken shouted and he grabbed Orochimaru. Let's go, we need to retreat for now. Seiken and Jirobo grabbed Orochimaru to leave, while Kidomaru provided a distraction to let them escape. Sarutobi said, damn, I couldn't kill him. No, you wasted too much energy in fighting your former teachers, plus you are too old now to take care of him. Well, with that of his, he is still young and kicking in a sense. Maybe we should leave this in Jiraiya's hands. Maybe you are right. The best thing I can do is teach most of might to Jiraiya like I should have done. Enma disappeared back to his realm while Sarutobi was left to survey the damage, and the Anbu came down to him. Lord Hokage, one of our shinobi, preferably the girl named Haku Uzumaki, has captured one of the bodyguards that made the barrier that imprisoned you earlier. Keep her under wraps. I don't want the council to hear a word of this, and when she is awake, send for Haku. The prisoner will be more inclined to talk to her than anyone else. Hi. The Anbu said and disappeared to help around the village. Sarutobi thought to himself, well, now the worst is over, but I am afraid that Orochimaru will be back to try and destroy Konoha once again, then to kill me probably, as well. Thanks for watching my video, leave a like if you enjoyed my video, and also do consider subscribing to my channel for more awesome content. And make sure to check out the author of this fanfic, link is in the description. See you next time, till then sayonara.